What's going on, guys? It's 1:30 a.m. our time, so the backdrop's a little different. At 1:30 a.m., we just thought to ourselves, we just got done gaming for a bit, and we were like, let's do a video. So, thanks to the guys at Going Gear, I got my hands on two insanely awesome lights. Obviously, you can see it's both the Klarus XT11X and the L30 Gen 2 by Acebeam. Two very different, but very similar lights, in my opinion. At the same time, we're going to not only compare these two guys' user interfaces, go over a few of the differences, but we're also going to show you guys some beam shots because I think people need to know the difference between both these lights. And just a full disclaimer in the beginning: both lights are great, so I'm a fan of both. We've already opened them up. You guys can imagine that they both come with spare O-rings, lanyards, and holsters. I wanted to start the video off in holsters because I think Klarus has done an awesome job with the XT11X one. Even though it might not be a difference in terms of the overall build quality, I love how they've put Klarus on this one. For me, it just makes it feel more awesome, and I like that. This is the L30 here, so go ahead and pull them both out. Both have fully charged cells. Both are using their factory cells. So the L30 Gen 2 has its 21700 in it, charged up, and the XT11X has its 18650. Just so everyone knows, the L30 Gen 2 is capable of running an 18650 as well in it. So I was looking at the stats on the back of the box, and I thought it was kind of cool that the L30, it seems like it's a bit overbuilt, and for all of us guys, I mean, how can you get a bit overbuilt? I mean, that's a good thing to be overbuilt. It says here, instead of like your normal IPX8 waterproofing, this one's actually good to 5 meters instead of the typical 2. That we're used to seeing, or 1 meter submersible, so I think that's really cool. And the run times are what you'd expect from an Acebeam, especially with that 21700 on its Firefly mode. And I don't always mention these stats, but I thought it was so impressive. It's rated at 65 days, and it actually gives off more than enough ambient light so that if you were in complete darkness, or God forbid an area of natural disaster, like Firefly mode, you're going to be able to see what you need to see, and as long as you're indoors in most cases. So I think that's awesome. In both its waterproof test rating and its Firefly mode capabilities with run times, it far exceeds Klarus's XT11X, so I just want to get that out there. Also, although we're about to do beam shots, I want to tell you guys that I have experience for quite some time now with both these lights, and the Klarus gets significantly hotter than the L30 does. Just to let you guys know. So they're both USB rechargeable. One thing I want to show you guys when it comes to the tabs here, and I know I'm not the only guy to have mentioned this, but I've been saying this for a long time. I kind of have grown to hate the little external pull tab on the Acebeams. A lot of guys don't have problems with this at all, but for me, for whatever reason, I have accidentally opened up on several different Acebeam lights because of this tab, the USB port, and I do not like that at all. I really prefer how Klarus keeps theirs smooth like this, and I've carried some Klaruses for so long now that the whole USB insignia and everything's worn off, but I would rather it be that way than have it consistently come off for me. And for me, and again, I'm a weirdo, but this comes off quite frequently for me because of this tab. I just wish the little tab wasn't there. We'll go ahead and give you a look here too. The L30 Gen 2 has a smooth reflector. It's got a significantly larger head than the Klarus XT11X. We'll also do tail cap shots here. So you can see that the Klarus has its kind of typical, what we're all used to now, dual tail cap switch mode. The Klarus is single. And then we've got, of course, the side switches as well. So one thing I really like about the XT11X that I haven't seen in other Klarus lights is that, although it has two different mode outputs, you've got the tactical and the outdoor mode settings, it's nice that you can leave the light in tactical and never actually have to switch it to outdoor mode, because you can still easily manipulate the 3 modes from the side switch even when the light is in tactical mode. So I just left it in tactical mode out of the box. The Acebeam, obviously, for you guys who are aware of it, you can always put it straight into high mode from the rear tail cap. Otherwise, if you press and hold, you go straight to moonlight mode from the side switch, and then of course you can toggle through all the way up to turbo with the side switch as well, which is awesome. So I'm going to set these on the counter real quick just so you guys can see the size differences between the two. Although I'm not a huge fan of pocket carry for a light this size, either of these sizes, you can tell that if you are going to put one in the pocket, the Klarus is probably going to be significantly more comfortable. In fact, I'm going to put the Klarus in front, if we can just really center that, and you'll get an idea not only of taller, but how much girthier the L30 is than the XT11X. Okay? So, without further ado, it's beam shot time. We're actually in my backyard tonight, which is very different from Jeff's and the other videos. So it's a bit wider, and I wanted to use this this backyard instead, because for lights with this output, it just doesn't do it any justice to have a small, tight backyard. So hopefully the beam shots will come up better in this video, just with a more open backyard. So here we go. It's really dark outside. You won't be able to see me. You will be able to see the lights. I'll tell you which ones I'm hitting at what time, and then I'll keep the beam shots up for a second just so you can really see the difference. Okay? Alright guys, so we're on the porch right now. I'm going to close the door so nothing gets in there. There's a berm in the backyard at about 30 yards maybe 35. There's also a series of trees, but it's very open. I'm going to start with the XT11X. Okay, so this is the Klarus XT11X on high mode. Full charge battery. Again, where you see that berm back there, it's about 35 yards. I'm going to slowly pan up too so you can see the trees, the quality of light in the trees. And it is pollen season in Georgia, guys, so you can see, if maybe it comes up in the video in front of the beam, all the pollen in the air. It's been kicking my butt, so if you hear me clear my throat or coughing, I apologize. It's just the pollen. I am absolutely impressed and have fallen madly in love with the XT11X. Its body profile is thinner than the L30s. The light itself feels lighter in the hand, and it really puts out, although it's only rated at 20,000 candela, guys, I mean, how much more do you really need, in all seriousness? It's unbelievable, okay? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this light on. I'm going to leave it over here on the right, and on the left-hand side, I'm going to turn on Acebeam's L30. This is the Gen 2. So here we go. Acebeam L30, left side. You've got a much more significant hotspot on the L30 than you do on the XT11X. So this is the XT11X. This is the L30 Gen 2. The spill's almost identical, but again, it's just a much purer white coming from the Acebeam L30 Gen 2. I'm going to go up in the trees now. I'm going to completely turn off the XT11X. This is just the L30 Gen 2 by Acebeam. I'm going to go up into the tree. Now again, you know, this light, the Acebeam L30 Gen 2 is actually rated to have significantly more throw than the XT11X. And that's pretty apparent because, to be honest with you guys, I feel like my visual at this distance and this type of environment is actually clearer spill-wise from the textured reflector of the XT11X than it is the LC30 Gen 2. So just as a final comparison here, this is the L30 Gen 2, and I'm going to show you, in fact, come a little closer with the camera. I'm going to put the beams on the ground at about 15 yards so you can actually see the hot spot in the camera. This is the L30 Gen 2. I'm going to move, excuse me, sorry guys, I'm going to move it more over to the left here. This is the L30 Gen 2, and now on the right beside it, I'm going to put the XT11X, about the same distance. You can't even really see the hot spot on the XT11X, but the spill area it's brighter, more consistently all the way through. And again, in this distance, I'm really digging it. In fact, I think just beam wise, I prefer it to the I prefer the XT11X beam profile to the L30 Gen 2. One thing to keep a note too, guys, I'm not sure how you guys hold your lights, but the width of the body of the L30 Gen 2 is thicker, obviously, because it is running a factory 21700 cell. So, but anyways, guys, here are the two lights. Just in the short time I've had them both on, the XT11X definitely gets hotter. in the hand, even all the way back at the tail cap, than the L30 Gen 2 does. But I love both these lights. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys for watching. Stay safe. God bless.